Thermal inversion. With the passing of the years, the planet has witnessed the evolution of men in all aspects social, technological, etc. Thanks to this evolution, man has created different methods to make daily activities an easier task. A clear example of this evolution is transport and the media, which go hand in hand with some type of pollution, for example, air. During the first day of the year, through the media we hear messages warning to the population of not doing outdoor exercise in the morning. But why? The answer to that is thermal inversion. This phenomenon is a process by which the pollution produced throughout the day is at floor level, while the clean air is above. In the course of the night, the air descends and the pollution rises. Is alert to the population because the degree of pollution is high and can cause diseases in the airways and are more likely health problems. In normal conditions, the atmospheric air is arranged in layers according to its density, atmospheric pressure, leaving the air more dense, but at the ground level, while less dense air is arranged at the greater height. So the relationship between pressure and height is extremely close to the point that the altimeters were devised as a simple analog barometer in which the decrease in pressure to measure altitude is taken into account. However, this arrangement is continually modified as the air heats up and becomes less denser to the surface, marine or terrestrial, forcing it to rise to a level at which it can no longer climb higher. But when the air is less dense, the vacuum left on the ground is occupied by previous air from other parts where it's heavier, usually less hot and with more atmospheric weight. At that time, the air is heavier and colder at ground level, can no longer rise because the warmer air that has risen before forms a specific ceiling at a certain level, which is exactly the level where the thermal inversion exists at this point. This phenomenon can lead to air pollution such as smoke, are trapped near the ground with harmful effects on health. It can also stop the convection phenomenon, acting as an insulating layer, and can cause an ice storm or very cold climates. Next, a video will be presented in which, through a prototype, the thermal inversion process will be described. For the realization of this prototype, we need plastic for the walls of the box, yellow glue, a smoke pump for the production of smoke, and water with ice. We take the box as a representation of Earth, the smoke as the hot air in it, and the ice to achieve the effect of the cold air. The thermal inversion occurs on clear nights, when the air cools quickly. This causes that the air that is in contact with the ground also cools, which means that the vertical circulation of the air is interrupted, causing it does not rise. In the development of the experiment, we can see that the same thing happens, since under normal conditions, the earth is layered and the air is in constant circulation, adding ice with water in the upper part of the box. The walls are cooled and the air circulation is interrupted. Reaffirm what has already been said. Also, we see that the smoke that is inside the box is concentrated in the central part of the box. Take into account that we are representing the air through a cubic space and not spherical. This is why the smoke is concentrated in the upper center. To conclude, let's review what we have seen throughout this video. 1. Thermal inversion is a completely natural phenomenon that can occur at any time of the year, but mainly in winter. 2. It is contrary to what is normally present, since the temperature of the up layers decreases as they are accommodated upwards. 3. In itself, this phenomenon does not entail any risk to human health, but in cases of high pollution serious consequences can arise, as this causes air to be compressed and its components such as pollutants, dust or pollen concentrated a few meters from the ground. When the sun goes out, these components manage to disperse the pollutants. 4. The health effects of pollutants are common colds, flu, persistent eye irritation, laryngitis, bronchitis, and even pneumonia. For all kinds of situations, we must take precautionary measures, and with this phenomenon, we will not make the exception. We must add fruits and vegetables to our diet. Do not burn tires, rockets, or trash that can produce more pollutants. Take good care of yourself before going outside. Do not attend crowded or poorly ventilated places. Do not exercise outdoors in the mornings. Take care of any respiratory condition immediately. With these simple measures, you can fully enjoy these seasons. Watch your health.